During a semester up at BYU, Idaho, I took a home gardening course with my then fiance Ryan, and I learned so much about gardening. And I used to think that you had to have a big yard to have a traditional garden, have big rows and everything, but it's so not true. You can garden no matter where you live and what space you have available to you. One of the forms of gardening that really stuck out to me was square foot gardening, which was created by a man named Mel Bartholomew, and it's now widely used all around the world because it's all about accessibility, efficiency, and space saving. So it doesn't require a lot of space to get a high yield and doesn't need a lot of maintenance. You can put it on any type of surface. It's in a raised bed form, so you can put your raised bed on concrete, you can put it on gravel, on grass, anything like that. And if you're concerned about what you're putting it on top of, you can simply put down some cardboard and that'll take care of the problem because it then has a bottom, a biodegradable bottom that goes with it. So to build your box garden, you can either buy a kit that they're sold online and such, but they're kind of expensive and it doesn't matter what you use, so you can make your own garden out of wood planks or out of concrete blocks, something like that that you have around your yard. And then when you build your garden, you want to make sure that you don't make it too deep because you want to be able to easily access the center of your garden to properly care for everything that you have planted. Once you have that built, you then need to decide what kind of dirt mixture you're going to fill. So the dirt mixture, there's two types that are going to be really helpful to you in keeping a low maintenance garden. And so if you buy all of your soils in bags and get your own mixture of sand, silt, and clay, which are good for gardening, then you won't have any weed problems. And then also if you have your own organic compost mix, there will also be no weed problems. So that's one of the efficient things about square foot gardening is the low maintenance of the weeding. Now once you have all of your soil in there, you then need to mark off your garden because it's a square foot garden. So if you have wood planks, you then can use nails along the perimeter of your entire garden and put them in about halfway so they poke up, and then you can use twine such as this to wrap around the different nails and across to then form your grid all the way throughout your garden. Then you're almost ready to plant your garden. But the one thing that's really important is to properly water your entire box garden so it's very moist. So then when you start watering your seeds, you don't wash them out. So I would water my garden super heavy and then wait and water heavy again and do that a few times so that it can get really soaked in at least a foot or two down throughout your box garden so that it's going to be ready for seeding. So when you put your seeds in, here's an example of one of the seeds that I've planted and grown these bean seeds. And a seed such as this, you put it about twice its height down, so about twice depth. And you poke them in and then just cover it up. And those will be a lot deeper than carrot seeds or radish seeds. So just follow whatever is recommended for the individual seed. And then you just need to keep it super moist until things start sprouting. Things need to be very moist so that they can germinate and everything. Once things are sprouted and established, you want to give them a little bit of stress so that it encourages growth and growth of the roots and everything. So what you can do is you simply poke your finger into the soil in different areas of your garden and see if it's dry about an inch up, and if it is, then maybe it's time to water. And then later, as your garden's more established, you can do it another two inches or something like that. So then you won't have to be watering your garden a whole lot in most climates unless you're in a very dry place. But that's part of the efficiency of the square foot garden. And once your garden starts going, there are going to be you can replant your garden easily by plucking things out and filling in the dirt and then replanting it.